All right, hello everyone. Welcome to Myofascial release. We're gonna do it without music today. Just really focusing on releasing, massaging, and working through. So first we're gonna start with some deep breathing, just to get ourselves in the right headspace. So here, shoulders back, nice and tall. We're gonna breathe in 5 seconds and breathe out for 5 seconds. Starting in 3, 2, and 1. Breathing in. And then as you breathe in, make sure your diaphragm is expanding. And as you exhale now, try to squeeze, drawing your core, pulling that belly button, but try to squeeze out all that air. And breathing in. 4, 5, and breathe out. Let's go for 4 more. Breathing in. Try to expand that diaphragm, expand those ribs. And then exhale. Remember to squeeze, draw in the core, squeeze your ribs, really push that air out. And 3 more. Breathing in. And breathing out. 2 more. Breathing in. Breathing out. 1 more. Breathing in. And breathing out. Okay, here, let's start with, we're gonna go work from the bottom to the top. So let's start with one of my favorites, the shins. So we are going to grab our roller, if we have it. If you don't have a roller, but you have a peanut or a hockey ball, that's fine too. I'll show you both variations. So here, you're using the peanut or the ball. You're gonna place it on the outside of your shin like so. Right along, so where the middle of your shin, you're gonna be on the outside. You're gonna target that right along like so. If you have a roller, you're gonna use that instead. You're gonna put your target shin down. You're gonna cross your calves on the other side, and you're gonna roll forwards and backwards right along that target. Here, I'm gonna strip to the side. Same thing. You're gonna roll on up and down, right along your shins. Make sure your hips are a little bit of an angle too. So whichever side you're targeting, for me, I'm targeting my right side. My hips are leaning towards my right. So we're trying to work and massage through that whole portion of your shins. If you do a lot of power walking, especially in Hyde Park, it's actually pretty beautiful with all the snow. If you do some power walking, let me feel these. I feel a little tense. 3, 2, and of course here, switch sides. So you can use either the peanut, the ball, or the roller. So we're gonna switch sides for another 30 seconds. And of course, at any time you have any requests, post in the chat so I can see them. Let's keep going. Excellent. I'll show you from the front. So here, just really working your way through. Avoid curling your toes or trying to have any tension in your shin. Try to just slowly massage along that whole range of motion. About 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8. Even here, remember to breathe through your stomach the whole time. Slow, deep breaths. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here, we're going to do our quad now. So, if you have a roller, we're going to start just above our knees. We are going to put our feet about hip width apart and just slowly massage up and down right along our quads. Now here we have a few options for variations. We can lift our legs, turn them out 45 degrees, or turn them in 45 degrees facing each other. You can roll on different parts of your quads there. So I'm going to be in a neutral position. But you can turn them out, you can turn them in, whatever works for you. Just remember to breathe through your stomach the whole time if you can. Couple seconds in, couple seconds out. Just slowly and deeply massaging and working through your quads. Now, if you have a peanut or a ball, the position is the same. You just need to modify it 1 leg at a time. So a little modification. If you're using a peanut or a ball, We just simply do one leg at a time and massage through, that's it. So keep going for another 30 seconds for both legs. If you do want to do one leg at a time, you can lift and shift your weight onto one side. That's fine too. So you have about 20 more seconds, just slowly working through. Remember to breathe through your stomach the whole time. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so here we're actually going to do the glutes two different ways. We're going to do the glutes both on the roller, and we're going to do the glute med on the side line. But let's start with the glute med. Sorry, with the regular glute. So here on a roller, we're going to have a seat. If you don't have a roller, you can use the ball. I'll show you the ball variation in just a sec. So here, you're going to lean on one side or one cheek. Whichever side you're leaning on, you're going to take that same leg, place it on top of your ankle, and you're going to roll right along that glute. That's it, nice and easy, back and forth. Now, if you want something a little more challenging or a little more of a deeper push, you can use a peanut or a ball. The position is much the same. You take this, place it underneath your glute, lean onto that cheek, and work your way back and forth just like that. You can do a little bit more of a spot treatment or a little bit of a specific targeting with the ball, but it doesn't matter between the roller and the ball, both are good. So let's do this side for about 30 more seconds. Feel free to kind of stick to one spot, lean to the left, lean to the right, whatever works for you. We're going back on the roller. But as long as you're working through any kind of tension, you're in a good spot. It doesn't matter if you're using the roller or the peanut or the ball. About 10 more seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and switch sides. So from here, turn the other way. We're going to be on this glute now. So it doesn't matter which glute you start with, and if you want to spend some extra time on one side, that's fine too. So for some people, one glute might be a lot tighter than the other, or might be a lot more intense. That's fine too. And of course, if at any time you want to request something, just put it in the chat, just yell it out loud, and we'll get to it. All right. So you're really trying to work through. If you don't like moving back and forth, you don't have to. You can also just stick to a particular spot and just kind of shift your weight around that particular tender area. It's fine too. We'll be here for about 10, 12 more seconds. And move on to our glute med. And the whole time, remember to breathe slowly, a couple seconds in, a couple seconds out. And 3, 2, and 1. Let's do our glute med. This one's a pretty tough one. This one also takes a little bit of landmarking. So if you're watching this video later, feel free to pause it and make sure you got the right landmark. So here, we're going to take our peanut or our ball. Either one is fine. I'm going to lay on my side and show you where I want you to landmark it. If you know where your hip bone is, great, start there. If you don't, I want you to lie face up. Your legs are going to be straight. You're going to take your fingertips. You're going to feel, starting from your belly button, spread your hands out to the side. Feel for like a bony little curve. Your hip bone's right about here, so not quite your pelvis, but to the sides of your pelvis. Find your hip bones. Once you found those, I want you to bend your legs, then travel towards your glutes. So in between your hip bone and your leg bone, you're going to find a squishy part right in between. If you can't find that, just go towards your cheeks or towards the back of your glutes and place the ball there. So you're going to place the ball on the side of your glutes. You're going to lay it on your side. And from here, finding a comfortable position, you're going to just dig that ball right into your glute leads. Now, if you're unsure, you can post something in the chat if you need extra cues. But here, try to have your legs straight. Try to keep your shoulders and neck relaxed. You want to be in the side of your glute. If you feel like you're pushing into bone or into a bony part, that's not correct. You want to feel like you're pushing to a squishy part. The squishy part might feel a little tender. That's normal, but make sure you're not pressing into any bony area. You want to be in the side of your glute for about 10 more seconds. Just here, slow, deep breaths. Using your diaphragm, using our ribs. And 3, 2, 1. From this position, we're going to do a little bit of a faster version. So we're going to go straight to 45. Then after this, we'll go straight to 90. So here, you want your legs at about a 45-degree angle now. So if straight was 0, you want your legs to be at about 45. And same thing here. You want to feel tension in the side of your glutes. If you don't quite feel it, you can lean back a little bit. That may help depending on where you place the ball. You want to target your glute med as best you can. Your side bend. About 12 more seconds. We'll move on to our legs at 90 degrees. 5, 4, 2, and 1. From here, we're going to now bring our legs to 90 degrees if we can, all the way up. Make a nice L shape with your body. And same thing here. Breathing a couple seconds in. Breathing a couple seconds in. If you don't quite feel it, you can readjust. Either move your hips up and down, lean your hips back a bit, whatever works for you. The goal here is to feel like you're working and massaging into muscle. The goal isn't pain. If it might be painful, it may be a side effect, but don't make it intentionally painful. The goal is to focus on release and massage. About 12 more seconds, then we'll switch sides. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Easing off. Now we're going to switch to the other side. We're going to double check that landmark again. So from here, I want you to lie face up. Find your hip bones if you know where they are. If you don't, start at your belly button or your pelvis and move your hands up to the side. So here, start at your stomach or your pelvis. Bring your hands up to the side till you feel those bony curves. And from there, you can bend your legs up. Feel for where your leg bone begins, right on the side. And between those 2 points, there should be a squishy bridge. If you're unsure, just start from your hip bone, go maybe an inch down and an inch towards your glutes. And you should feel a squishy area right there. So here, I'm going to place it right on my side. We're going to start laying on our side with our legs straight for the next 35 or so seconds. And here, you're trying to focus on slow, deep breaths. After this, we'll do 2 more exercises for the lower body. If you have any requests, feel free to just put them in the chat. About 10 more seconds here, slow, deep breaths. Couple seconds in, couple seconds in. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, you're bringing our legs to about 45 degrees, and we move over this roller. 45 degrees. And it may be worse as you go up, it might get easier. Everyone's anatomy is different. Just focus on the massaging and the release. And 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, we're gonna move our legs up to 90 degrees. Try to press those heels forward and really dig right into the side of your glute. And about 15 more seconds here. Three, 2, and 1. Excellent. From here, we're going to ease off. We're going to go back on the roller. This time we're going to aim for our hip flexors. You can do this with a ball, it's a little harder, but I'll show you both variations. So here, we're going to start on a roller again. Right where we found the hip bone last time, we're going to use that same landmark and try to go maybe an inch below and use the roller to massage right on the top of our quad and right into our hip flexor. So I'll demonstrate. So here, face down first. And you want to aim the roller just at your pelvis or and a little bit lower below your hip bone. Then you want to tilt your hips about 45 degrees. You're going to relax that bottom leg. You're going to bend the leg that isn't on the roller. You're gonna work up and down, right along the top of the quad, and right into that hip flexor a little bit. So if you're unsure, you should feel it. It's right where your hips crease. So if you're gonna bend forward, you kind of stick your hands right along that hip crease. So your hands kind of dig right where your thighs end and your torso begins, right in that crease. That's where you want to place a roller and roll up and down the first bit of your quad and right into that hip flexor. If landmark isn't quite working for you, say something in the chat or say it out loud. I'll happy to add extra cues. But from here, our goal is to work on our hip flexor and dig in. You can't just make this a stationary one if you want to just simply sit and really work into it and put pressure, or you can move up and down. But the goal is the top of the quad, maybe the first 3 inches, and the right where the hips, where all your muscles come in into your hip flexors. You can also lean forward or lean back a little bit. What you don't want to be is right on your side. You don't want to be perpendicular to the ground. You want to be at about 45 degrees. Just really working. About 15 more seconds here. You can massage, you can just simply stay stationary, whatever works for you. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great, other side. So switch sides, but there we go. So start at your pelvis, lean to one side, and work as best you can right into the first 2 to 3 inches of your quad and into your hip flexor. Now, one side might be a lot worse than the other. That's normal too. You can do it with a ball. The placement will be the same. You just be doing this on a ball instead of a roller. About 15 more seconds here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Easing off. Here, we're gonna do a little bit of a chest stretch or shoulder stretch. We're gonna take the roller, hopefully it's long enough for you. You want your tailbone on one end and then your head and shoulders on the other end. I'll demonstrate. So here, tailbone on one end, then head and shoulders on the other. We're gonna have our palms face up. We want to actually roll our shoulders down. We want to externally rotate our shoulders and our palms open. If you're not sure what that is, just see if you can turn your palms towards the floor. Sorry, your palms towards the sky and your thumb a little bit towards the top of your head. And from here, you want to slowly kind of do a snow angel, but just the top half. Just your arms, and slowly massage through as best you can. It's really working through any kind of tension. So we're gonna be here for about 30 more seconds. I'm just gonna check if anyone said anything. So 30 more seconds here. What if you only have a small roller? No problem. So I will show you. So you just gotta use your glutes a little bit. So here, you just use whatever spot you have. So say I only have half a roller. Same thing, I make sure my head and most of my T-spine is on here. I squeeze my glutes, keep them real tight, and same thing. So unfortunately, you don't get to relax as much because you do have to hold a little bit of a hip bridge. But you can still roll up and down like this. So yeah, you don't get to relax as much if you have the full roller, but you can still hold a bridge like this. That's fine too. You just have to unfortunately hold a little bit of a bridge. Yeah, do the best you can. If that still doesn't work, you can just ditch the roller entirely and you just do it right from the floor or from a bit of an angle. That's fine too. Yeah, depending on where you're tight. If you can use a half roller, you gotta hold the hip bridge and make sure all of your T-spine is on the roller. If you have a half roller, do the best you can. Just double check, see if anyone has anything else. Let's go for about 15 more seconds. Great, okay. All right, 10 more seconds, 10, 9, slowly massaging through. Any kind of opening, trying to really open up through here. So, and the next thing we do, we're gonna do a little bit of rear shoulder and right between our shoulder blades. Depending on if you have a ball or a roller, there's a few options we have. If you have the roller, you can do this either on the floor or against the wall. If you have the peanut or a ball, you can just take right on the spot. So I'll show you the peanut first and then with the roller. See the peanut, you're gonna place this right between your spine and your shoulder blade. And your goal is to hug one side and then use, so I can show you from here, there we go. So from here, you're gonna roll back and forth, right along the inside of your shoulder blade. You can also use a wall. That's fine too. So just put it against the wall, and your goal is to massage right along the inside of your shoulder blade. Now, if you don't have one of these, you can use just a roller or a half roller. And this one doesn't matter whether you're on the floor or on the wall. Same thing, you hug yourself as best you can. And you try to work, it's just on one side of your shoulder. It's like so. If you need to support your head, you can support your head. That's fine too. So we're not quite doing the full lat, we're just doing the rear part of our shoulder blade. So you can use a roller, you can use a ball if you have it, you can use the floor, or you can use the wall. Really whatever you have lying around. So single ball, the peanut, the roller. Let's do this side for another about 20 seconds, and we'll switch sides. I'll be using the roller, but you can use whatever you have lying around. So here, just hugging ourselves and really trying to massage along the one side. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and switch sides. So from here, you can use the peanut, the roller, whatever you have lying around. So for me, I'll be crossing my arms to kind of expose my back, and then using the roller to massage into my left side, but you can use the peanut, you can use the wall, whatever helps you. And so I'm just leaning towards my left, targeting my left side. So 10 seconds here, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. From here, we're going to do a little bit of our shoulder. This one, we're actually going to need either a ball or a peanut roller. I'm going to show you from the top down and from the side. So from the side, we're going to do a little bit of rotator cuff. So I want you to place the ball right behind your shoulder. And make sure it's behind your actual shoulder, not behind your arm or behind your collarbone. It's behind your shoulder. And your elbows should be able to touch the ground, or at least get close. And from this position, we're going to rotate forward and backward. Now, if you're unsure if it's in the right position, I'm going to show you from the top down. So from here, from the top down, I'm going to move this over. You're going to find your shoulder. You're going to take the peanut or the roller. You're going to place it right behind, right where that crease behind your shoulder. There should be a groove there. You're going to place it right there. You try to touch your elbow to the ground, and same thing, you're going to try to rotate as best you can, rotating up and down. Now, for those advanced users, you can also lean over if you want. So you could bring your body to the side and then really rotate the massage. The same thing, it should be behind your shoulder. So not behind your neck, not behind your arm, but behind your shoulder the entire time. So we'll go for about 15 more seconds. I'm just gonna double check. Haven't said anything. Oh, okay, keep going. So about 10 more seconds. And we'll do it from the other side. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, you're gonna place this right behind the other shoulder now. You wanna have it so that you can drop your elbow down and rotate as best you can. You're just slowly massaging and rotating. So the very last thing we'll do is the upper neck release, but if you want to do anything before that, feel free to toss in the chat anytime. We'll definitely do that one at the very end. So for about 15 more seconds, just slowly try to rotate through the shoulder or through any kind of tension or rotator cuff. If you've been doing a lot of admin work or desk work, it's always good to try to open up all those smaller muscles, all those postural muscles. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. So before we move on to the neck, we'll do one last thing for actually the chest. So here we're going to flip over, we're going to lie face down. This one we do need some kind of smaller object like a ball, a peanut roller, a hockey ball, a golf ball, whatever you have lying around. We're going to do our pecs. So here, I'm going to lie face down. I'm going to place this actually in front of one shoulder and pec, and then whichever side I place this underneath, that same arm is going to go behind my back. So from here, I'll show you from both sides. So I'm going to put this under my left side. My left arm is going to go behind my back, so I can really dig into my pec and shoulder, and then I'm going to use my right side to lean into that left. So I'll demonstrate. So peanut roller going on my left side. My left arm is behind my back. My right arm is going to press into the floor and lean me towards my left, like this. So I'll show from the other side, so it might be a better angle. So for this side, on my right side, my right arm is going behind my back, and my left arm is going to press myself so I'm leaning towards my right and really working into my pec, into my shoulder. So you can start with any side. You have about 30 more seconds on whichever side you chose, but try to work into your pec. You can also do this against the wall. If you find against the floor awkward, you can just do this against the wall and just work into your pec, and that's fine too. So on the floor or on the wall, it doesn't matter. Whatever is easier for you to do. Just really working into that pec, into that shoulder. If you don't have a if you don't have a ball or a peanut roller, you can just use your actual foam roller, but that one you have to do against the wall. It's a bit awkward to do it on the floor. About 12 more seconds here. We're almost there. Really massaging into any kind of pec tissue, any kind of shoulder tissue. Massaging, working through 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Easing off now, switch sides. So I'll switch just so you can see. So here, my left arm is going behind my back, and my right arm is propping me up so I can lean towards my left. So here, under my left side, left arm is behind my back, my right arm opens me up so I can really work into that whole tissue. I'm just slowly massaging or working through. If you want, against the wall is fine too. Doesn't matter if you're lying or standing, whatever release feels the best for you. And 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Easy off. Perfect. So for this last one, I don't think I have any requests. So for this last one, we're going to do our upper neck release. Nope. If you have a yoga block, definitely grab that now. If you don't, that's okay. There's a few variations. So if you do have a yoga block, I'm going to make a little bit of a stand like so, where you have a peanut in between the yoga block, and you're going to lie with your head right in the center. Now, if you don't have one of these or yoga block, that's okay. You can just use the ground. The placement is the same. You're going to place it so that your neck is in a neutral area. You shouldn't feel any pain here. If you do, stop immediately. Don't force yourself through any kind of pain. But you want to feel a nice gentle pressure. You want to be able to nod your head up and down and just gently massage the back of your neck. Now, make sure that your neck is again right in the middle. And if you want, If you have a yoga block, definitely use it. If not, that's okay, just use the floor. Now, if you don't have a peanut roller at all, you can use just a single ball. Just be gentle with it, make sure it's not too hard. So a tennis ball is a great option, and you can just do one side at a time, that's fine too. And here are nice, slow, and gentle movements. Each one you can lean a little bit to the left or to the right, whatever feels best for you. We're going to be here for about another minute and a half. So really take your time, soak it in. Slow and gentle movements. You can also adjust the height, just a little higher, a little lower. Everyone's different. The key part here is don't try to force any kind of movement. If anything hurts, stop immediately. Definitely don't force yourself through any kind of range of motion or any kind of movement. Try to take it slow at your own pace and focus on feeling massage, not on feeling pain. The goal here is massage and release. We have about a minute left. We're really taking our time, soaking it in, and gently massaging. Slow, deep breaths the whole time. With 15 seconds left, just finishing up any last little bit of tension. And 10, 9, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, that was your quick half hour of myofascial. I'm going to pause the recording. So thank you so much for attending. I really appreciate it. For everyone watching this later, feel free to go back, spend extra time on any of the movements. I'll see you all soon.